I would now like to hand it over to Erik. You have the honor of closing us off because we're running a bit over time. Given what you've heard today in these conversations and from the other speakers, what are your remarks and the perspective from multilateral development banks? Over to you.
Thank you. So, I come from a development bank, the newest member of the MDB family. Climate is our #1 corporate objective. We have been committed to being more than 50% climate finance. Last year we did 67%. We also now do policy-based lending for climate, and we think that this kind of proposal could be very, very helpful in integrating into policy. So 2 weeks ago, we approved a loan here to Brazil for $1 billion for climate policy with a very strong nature, strong health component. So when I look at this proposal, it doesn't, at least I was using the jet piece, but I think the reference point is really the country platform that Mahmoud's country, Egypt, has had. That has a very clear platform for private sector and the public sector involvement in the renewables. It's putting these projects on a platform. It has concessional finance for decommissioning of the coal sector. It has sustainability linked financing from Germany for commitments to the NDCs. So what does this proposal add? Well, I think, first of all, adds a lot more data. It's more science-based. It creates transparency. It increases ownership in the sense that the government has more capacity to control the process. It adds more attractiveness for the private sector to come in to these structures. It focuses more on equity. So you bring in, instead of having all this debt finance, it brings in equity. It allows also, I think, by integrating with policy frameworks, it allows you to have a much more optimal balance between energy security, the demand projections, getting grid stability, which is a huge issue for many emerging and developing economies, and it allows you to have a much better visibility on how this is affecting different groups and different parts of a country. So the just transition, it brings a lot. So very encouraged by this proposal. I think it still has some elements that one would like to see, I would like to see some more elements. I think the currency issue is a big one. We would like to see much more of this funding going into local currency. Again, equity is local currency, so that's good. But we also, on the debt side, we need more local currency. And this kind of pools that are being created around individual countries lend themselves very well to local currency financing. So I think that could be a very important element. Then we end with the big elephant in the room is, of course, the availability of concessional finance. And how do we get this? We know that concessional finance is less and less available at the moment, and there are competing demands, particularly around security. So we really need to emphasize the elements here that are not relying so much on concessional finance. Those elements, and Alyssa put this very well, I think. It is an investment opportunity. This is not really ultimately about providing concessional finance. So we look forward very much to working with Alyssa and her team to try to help us when we engage on climate policy in individual countries. And I have a list of countries that I would love to engage with Alyssa and her team on. So very much looking forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erik, for these remarks.